Please welcome Nanny Robina. Okay, we are going to talk a little bit about a topic I think is a good one to talk about, Robina. You know, do you have a child at home that might have a bit of a smart mouth, right? So many parents dealing with this, and you know, we're calling it a sassy mouth, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you might want to do about this, but we put it out on our Facebook page, and a lot of times it's a child that's very young and they don't know that they've got a sassy mouth.
That's exactly true.
They might not know what they're saying is so wrong, so listen to a few of these because they're really cute. This is from Jessica. Every time I say go to bed or go pee, that's only 2 examples because the list goes on and on and on, she says. My 3-year-old boy responds with, no, you go to bed. No, you go pee. Or anything I say is, no, you. So obviously the 3-year-old doesn't know that this is so wrong. So it's something you have to fix. Someone else, Farzana, says, my 7-year-old rolls his eyes and says, Mama, I roll my eyes at you. She says, wonder where he got that. And another one, Chris, she says, the 3-year-old says, seriously, Mommy? Or simply repeats everything we ask him to do with a sassy tone. So just a few things, and as a parent, you feel to yourself, I want to get this in check now, especially if they're just 2 or 3 years old, so this doesn't turn into a crazy 15-year-old,
Well, you know, that's exactly where I was going to start and say, you know, this can actually happen as early as the toddler years. And the first thing you have to do is find out where's it coming from. Yeah. Children are not born sassy, okay? We already know that. This is something they develop. 9 times out of 10, they've mimicked it, they've heard it, but where? Now, I think we're probably all guilty as adults of maybe rolling our eyes at our partners.
Right.
Maybe talking a little sassy to each other in front of the children, you know, and the children do pick it up. However, when I went on Facebook and I was asking parents themselves about where they feel they got it from, a lot of it came from, hate to say it, television. You know, and what you find harmless and fun, it seems harmless and fun in the movie, but then when your child comes out with it, it's not so harmless and fun anymore. And one of them was Toy Story. So in Toy Story, they say, what the heck? And in the story, it's actually funny. But hey, when your kid comes out and goes, what the heck? Hey, suddenly it's not so funny anymore.
No, your jaw drops and you're like, what did you say?
What did you say?
You're a baby. It's interesting because there are so many wisecracking kids in cartoons now. Yep. And it's become the norm. You know, the parents are clueless and the kids are wisecracking, and then your kids are watching it and they think that this is the norm. Yeah.
What I find, Tracy, is sometimes the way you act once it's been said, you may not be acting right because you don't always jump on it right away. You might think, okay, well, that was kind of funny, and you brush it off, and you don't always act on it. And parents think, you know, I'll just ignore it and it'll go away. Well, it doesn't. Suddenly, they're 5, 6 years old, and this sassy attitude, if you like, has really got out of control, and now you've really got to step it up. And I find a lot, the parents don't want to play the tough mummy card too often, especially working parents. I have this all the time. If they've been to work all day, the last thing you want to do is come home and reprimand your kids. Well, guess what? You got to do it. You got to play the mean mummy card, you got to get tough, and you've got to step up on your parenting. And you've got to get this under control, because if you don't do it now, there's no saying where it will go. It will just continue and get worse.
I would also add that most parents don't want to hear a rude child, though.
No.
That's like a nightmare. For me, that's one of my biggest nightmares. I do not want to be handling rude kids.
Well,
so
I think you yourself, if you're out in company, you feel the ultimate embarrassment that that's your child that just said that to somebody. It's like, oh my gosh, I wish it hadn't happened now. You know, at least let that happen in the house and I can deal with it. Yeah. Not out in public.
Very embarrassing. Okay, so what do you do then? You want to stamp it out?
We want to stamp it out. Okay, so let's start with an older child. So a child that's 5 or 6 years old. First of all, you know, in no uncertain terms, they know that it's wrong, okay? So when they turn around to you and they actually turn around and say, what do you mean I'm being sassy? You can bet your bottom dollar they're being sassy again by asking you, because they know what it means, okay? So the first thing you want to do is, you know what? Don't speak to me in that tone. Leave the room. Leave the room, take the power with you. Don't stand there and try to negotiate, because at this age, they already know it, okay? If it continues and they just continue being sassy with you, you know, rolling the eyes and duh, you know, that's a big one these days.
Is this an opportunity to flip the switch and turn into insane mommy?
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you. Not only they're going to be sassy, but then they call you stupid at the end of it, because then they go, duh, you don't know nothing, Mom.
I'm going to have a heart attack if my child calls me stupid.
So guess what? we've got a consequent jar.
Okay.
So you know what? If it continues, you send him to get the jar, and in here you put age-appropriate consequences. So you can read one, Tracy. So once they've actually got their consequence, it goes back in the jar.
Grounded for 1 week.
Grounded for 1 week.
So
now,
what does that mean if you've got like a 5-year-old?
Well, he's not going to be grounded for a week, but that's what I'm saying. There are more appropriate ones in there, and you've got to do appropriate consequences for the age. This is very mixed.
Okay, tidy mudroom every day after school for 1 week.
There you go.
Okay,
and
so that can be
there's no TV for 3 days. There's no use of the computer.
Oh, spend time doing something special for someone else. I like that one too.
There you go.
Yeah, that's very nice.
And you know what? It goes back in the jar. Now, with a sassy mouth, often will come, sorry to tell you, but often will come a potty mouth also. So we also have a fine jar. Now, not everybody has an allowance. If they do have an allowance, they're probably not going to have it for very long if they have got a sassy mouth, because what you want to do is find them. You say every time you have a potty mouth, you know, you put a penny in the... We do it as adults. So, you know what? Nip it in the bud as a child. So for every time you say the P word, the F word, whatever word they're saying, you know what? You find them X amount from their allowance. Okay? Let me tell you, when they're broke, and they really want to put, you know, they really want that $5 to do whatever it is that they're doing, they're going to start stepping it up and thinking, okay, I'm seeing that jar mount up, and it isn't mine anymore, and get them to donate it to a charity.
That's a smart idea.
They don't get it back,
And then they're learning a few lessons that way. You know, I really do encourage parents to keep sending in your comments to our Facebook page. I love your candor, and I love the fact that, you know, people are talking about it and being open and honest about it, because who hasn't been through it?
Yeah, and I
so
just want to say, and if I could just point out, Tracy, there are workshops coming up, so they can check my website, and I will be doing workshops touching on this and much more. So come out and learn about it,
Okay, good stuff.